out today, gonna do some buck tracking. It's super stinking cold out. It's 0 degrees, supposed to get down to about -2. I'm breaking out the bow. It's gonna be interesting. We'll hopefully be able to get up close to one, or maybe call one to me, because trying to pull off a shot with a bow is gonna be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. I always want to try this, just to say I could do it. So if I pulled it off today, that would be pretty sweet. Alright, we're back on the public land, looking for a track. Alright, so we got our first set of tracks here. Looks actually pretty stinking decent. So I'm gonna mark that one. It's an option. It's about as nice of conditions as you can get to try to find a track. They just stand out like a sore thumb. See, look at that. Some tracks. Those are coyote. Found a road with not a single track on it. Oh yeah, buddy. Alright, so I found what I think is a pretty decent track here. As you can kind of see, the track is pretty wide. Got some dew claws, not real heavy on the dew claws though, but that's over a 3-finger track, so that's a good track. Option number 1 for me right now. Well, it's the 22nd of December right now, so the challenge that I might face on a hunt like today is trying to find a buck that's still holding his antlers. Many times the bucks up here are dropping by the 10th, 12th, 15th of December. I'm going to have to start swinging back towards the house here eventually to be able to get back to Maddie, so I got about 2 more hours until I need to be home for that. So, yeah, we're just plugging away. Check out the size of this wolf track. Holy cow. Well, I just found what I think is the track. Take a look at that sucker. Oh, we got super wide dew claws. Big, heavy track. That's a stud. That's a 4-finger track right there. That's a stud. Holy crap. Big frickin' mambo. Boy, does that make me happy, huh? Hey, baby girl, you ready to go to daycare? Alright, just got Maddie dropped off at daycare. We're gonna go head over and get on that buck track. We're here. So here's a good look at the track. You can see it's really wide. Heavy, wide dew claws. Dew claws are set back about 2 inches away from the main track. It's an absolute monster beast. Well, I'm having all kinds of issues with my GoPro Max. Can't get the 360 camera to stay running. I don't know if it's the cold weather or what, but it just won't go. So I'm going to keep it behind me and maybe try to turn on a little bit later, but I'll have to do most of this work with the regular camera here, which is super annoying. bud right there. Alright, so I've just gone a little bit here and I found the first bed. It's crusty, so it's not fresh. So here's the first poop spot. Solid as a rock. Those are pretty good sized turds. I found another bed. And this one is definitely from him. Because he was the only deer track going here. You can see a little bit of some tarsal pea right there. You see the nice big track in it. There's another bed right there about 10 yards away. This deer's putting some sign down here. Another thing I wanted to point out is that where this deer is bedding and where that other bed is right up alongside this down balsam. There's good side cover right there. In the second bed here you can see the tarsal pea right down there. Oh, smells like a rutting buck. Yep, we got ourselves a buck. Now we just gotta figure out if he's got antlers. I have literally gone in only 100 yards at this point. My truck is just right over there. He's packing on the feed, heading out into what looks like a clear cut. He's feeding pretty heavy on this tree here. He stood here for a few minutes and nibbled away. His nose and to eat some of this tine mark right there. There is a rub. And right there is a rub. Here's a close-up of that rub. Not real tall off the ground, but there's some tine marks poked up about that high. Once again, he takes me right past another one of his rubs. And then there's another rub straight in front right there. This is clearly a path that he likes to travel. Well, there was a mineral site right here. Like a trophy rock. And a camera right here. But it's not like a location that I'd think a hunter would be hunting. Because it's like wide open. And there's not really any good trees to get into. And I don't see any stands. So I guess it's kind of confusing, but there's another rub right there. The only thing that's a little bit tricky right now is that he seems to be walking with the wind to his back. I hate it when bucks do that. It seems like they do that so often up here in the big woods. It's like they know that things come from behind them. They follow their scent trail in, and if he smells me, it's going to be game over. He's gonna be really close. Trying to find a good setup to do some calling. He took a poop right there, and then he dribbled some pee as he was walking here. So I just got set up on the ground. is hungry. He is just pounding the feed right now. He's pooped right there again. This buck has been beelining it for these conifers ahead of me. I'm thinking that he's going to be bedded up in there somewhere. Well, he popped out here crossing the road. It's still fresh on it, but he's got the stinking wind blowing on his back. I need him to swing to the left. If I'm going to have any prayer in the world of getting this deer, he's got to swing to the left. Here's the first indication of him slowing down at all. He loaded up and took a pee. Yep. It's frozen solid, so it doesn't take long for things to freeze when it's this cold out. Well, he took a whiz here, and there's some dribble marks going ahead. He's headed up towards a point here where there's some conifers. I'm tempted to think he's bedded up there, but every time I think that he's going to be somewhere, he's not there. So I'm not going to make any presumptions. Right there, and then 2 rubs back over there. So he's taking me on the rub line still. I just touched that boop, and it's soft still. He's not far away. Well, there's the bed. About 5 yards from the boop. I really hope there's no running tracks coming out of that thing. It looks like running tracks. Crap. Yep. There's the bounding tracks going that way. Shoot. My scent was blowing right to him. There was not even a prayer I was going to get close to him. He was coming from this direction, and he circled around feeding and swung around and came into this spot to bed. The snow was soft and warm. I caught up to him, freshened him up. Not a real big bed, but he's pretty worn down from the rut. I gotta be on a phone call at 3:30 and it's 2:10 right now. Not a lot of time to make it happen. I'll probably just have to go after it here. Check out the size of that running track. Holy cow. Wow. It's a nice rub right there. He's taking me sanctuaries. Well, and once again, the big buck wins. Fun day though, man. I gotta get hustling back to the truck.